Have you ever changed your mind on anything? Have you gone back and thought, well, why did I think this way, and then why did I switch and think the other way? It's a fascinating reality. I remember listening to one speaker who what he said really resonated with me, because he said, most people do not change their mind, they simply die. And that was his argument for why immortality in our present stage would be a dangerous thing, because we don't change our mind. But what happens when we do? I think of Plato's cave, this analogy in Plato, analogy for a life or a vision of a philosopher. Who is a philosopher? A philosopher is someone who escapes from the cave, in which the only reality he perceives is the images on the wall of the real thing. Images portrayed by the light, by the fire that's burning behind him. And so the only thing seen, perceived on the wall are these shadows of the real thing that's out there. And a philosopher is the person who escapes the cave and is able for the first time to see those shadows in their true form, is able to see reality as it really is. And then, even as the philosopher returns back to the cave to tell everyone else that there is something more real, more vivid, more lively that exists beyond the shadows on the wall, he is often met with disbelief, lack of faith. I think of this because a change of one's mind necessitates our ability to be able to see more clearly, to take a risk, to explore, or even to admit that the way I'm seeing now may not be the full picture. There may be more to the reality, even as I perceive it now. Someone, or especially the revelation of God, has more to show me, more to reveal to me. In the story of the man born blind, which we read this coming Sunday, taken from the Gospel of John chapter 9, we are dealing with this issue of seeing. Who is blind and who is able to see clearly? The man born blind is the one who recognizes Jesus. And the people who are physically able to see clearly are the ones who are blind to the reality of Jesus, of his revelation, of what really matters. And I wonder if that's something worth reflecting on in our present day, in our present age, in our country, in our world, in my own life. Am I focusing on things in my life that are mere shadows on the wall, that are not the full picture of who I am, who I'm called to be? What is this life all about? What am I called to live? Where is the fulfillment? Where is the joy? I believe that our journey as human beings, especially inspired by the Word of God, inspired by the revelation of God, is simply a journey of being able to see more clearly, to see the reality for what it is. And to admit, the first step in doing that is to admit that I do not see the full picture, that I don't always perceive that which is most important, that perhaps sometimes I live with this reality of only seeing what I want to see, only seeing what's comfortable for me to see, and not going beyond that, not being willing to take a chance to escape the cave, to escape the shadow, and to actually explore what is really happening, what is really at the heart of reality. Where is my blindness? Can I even begin by admitting that I don't see everything fully and clearly, and that there is more healing, more revelation, more insight that needs to continue in my life as I humbly follow the gift of God, the gift of His revelation, who came to show us the fullness of what's real.